Do not eat walnuts before watching this video. If you're new to my channel, my name is Robert Love. I'm a neuroscientist. So walnuts are great for your brain. They're rich in fiber, which is good for your gut bacteria. They're rich in omega-3 fatty acids, which are great for your brain, and they're great in nutrients. But most people are eating walnuts wrong. I'm soaking my walnuts to help remove lectins. Lectins are plant defenses that Dr. Stephen Gundry talks about that can create low levels of inflammation. So by soaking my walnuts first, this helps remove some of the plant defenses so they're more easily digestible and they don't cause that low level of inflammation.
No. Let's cut off the video right here. That is simply not true. I'm not against soaking nuts or, well, let me rephrase that. I'm not against soaking walnuts at all, but you don't have to do that, to be honest. Especially not if we go by his assertion that the lectins being present in the walnuts are causing low levels of inflammation. But don't take my word for it, let's look at the research. This systematic review and meta-analysis of randomized controlled trials published by Mates and colleagues in 2022 looked at many biomarkers of metabolic syndrome and inflammation in middle-aged and older adults. One of the most tested biomarkers of inflammation is C-reactive protein, or also known as CRP. And 3 studies were included in this analysis. I personally read all the 3 studies included, and none of them soaked the walnuts. And as you can see here, walnut consumption was associated with decreased levels of CRP, although the results were statistically not significant. So the researchers concluded that walnuts do not have any influence over CRP. And this is congruent with other research in this area. However, it did have some positive impacts on other inflammation markers. So this clearly speaks against his theory. Furthermore, we also have research indicating that walnuts have a positive impact on your LDL levels. This meta-analysis of randomized clinical trials published by Liu and colleagues in 2024 included several studies looking at walnut consumption and its impact on LDL levels. As you can clearly see right here, walnuts either had a neutral or positive effect, meaning a lowering effect of LDL cholesterol. And I also looked at all the studies being cited here, and guess what? None of the participants had to soak the walnuts prior to their consumption, and neither did the scientist. This also clearly speaks against the idea that you have to soak walnuts. And something he did not tell you was to be careful when you want to soak nuts, because this study investigated the fate of foodborne pathogens, such as E. coli, Listeria, and Salmonella, during the soaking and drying of walnuts. The researchers analyzed online recipes and found that most lacked food safety guidance, with conditions often supporting pathogen growth. Experiments showed that pathogens population increased by 1 to 3 logs during soaking at 22 degrees, but drying at 64 degrees reduced Salmonella by only 1 log. The study recommends soaking walnuts for 24 hours or less at temperatures of around 15 degrees, or for no more than 8 hours at 18 or more degrees, to minimize pathogen growth. Maybe this is just concerning for walnuts, but I would still be careful when you soak nuts. And a little bonus, since you made it to the end of the video, walnuts are not high in lectins at all. So no, you don't have to get rid of whatever small or trace amounts of lectins are present in walnuts, because clearly the studies are not in favor of this theory. However, having said all that, I do love that he's telling people to consume more nuts or walnuts in general. That's clearly a wise thing to do to incorporate more healthy fats in your diet. However, it doesn't need to be this complicated to integrate walnuts into your diet.